American 472, Watchtower, 1 star, 32017. Did you see that?
Fire Command. The accident happened in the river. Both the helicopter and the plane crashed in the river.
Right there?
Yeah.
They're close to them.
First and most importantly, I'd like to express our deep sorrow about these events. This is a difficult day for all of us at American Airlines.
You could have slowed down the helicopter substantially. You could have stopped the helicopter. You could have gone up. You could have gone down. You could have gone straight up, straight down. You could have turned. You could have done a million different maneuvers. For some reason, it just kept going and then made a slight turn at the very end, and by that time it was too late.
Can confirm tonight is the number of people on each aircraft, 64 people on the American Airlines plane and 3 people on the military helicopter.
The FAA website shows that the agency's guidance on diversity hiring were last updated on March 23rd of 22. They wanted to make it even more so. And then I came in, and I assume maybe this is the reason.
An air traffic controller reportedly left their post early just before a midair collision between American Airlines Flight 5342 and a military helicopter over Washington, D.C. on Wednesday night. The disaster claimed the lives of all 67 people aboard both aircraft, including 3 soldiers. Preliminary findings from an internal FAA report and insider accounts highlight critical failures leading up to the crash. The collision occurred around 9 p.m. Eastern Time as the Bombardier CRJ-700 regional jet was making its final approach to Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport. That night, a single air traffic controller was responsible for both helicopter and plane traffic, duties that are usually split between 2 controllers until 9:30 p.m. However, a supervisor decided to combine the roles early and allowed 1 controller to leave before the scheduled time. The FAA report noted that this staffing change was not typical for that time of day or the amount of traffic in the airspace. The reason for the supervisor's decision remains unclear. Further complicating the situation, the Army's Sikorsky H-60 Black Hawk helicopter may have deviated from its approved flight path. It had been authorized to fly no higher than 200 feet along the east side of the Potomac River, ensuring it would not interfere with the passenger jet. However, sources revealed the helicopter was flying at over 300 feet and was about half a mile off course. The pilot, who was experienced with this route, had confirmed visual contact with the plane and was instructed to remain behind it but did not follow the assigned path. Adding to the complexity, the FAA report states that the American Airlines flight had initially been cleared to land on runway 1 but was later directed to land on runway 33. While this change is considered routine, particularly for regional jets, it may have played a role in the tragic sequence of events. Aviation experts and air traffic controllers have suggested that the lone controller in the tower should have done more to prevent the collision. The nighttime conditions may have made it difficult for both pilots to accurately judge their distance from one another. Reagan National has faced chronic understaffing issues for years, with just 19 fully certified controllers as of September 2023, well below the target of 30. More recently, staffing levels had improved to 24 out of 28 positions, but controllers are often required to work long hours due to ongoing shortages. The collision resulted in a massive fireball, visible on dashcams of nearby vehicles, before both aircraft crashed into the Potomac River. Rescue efforts soon shifted to a recovery mission as officials confirmed that everyone aboard had perished. By Thursday night, 40 bodies had been recovered, and search teams located both black boxes from the American Airlines plane, which are expected to provide crucial insights into the moments leading up to the disaster. Among the victims were individuals from Russia, China, Germany, and the Philippines, including young figure skaters. The pilot and first officer of Flight 5342 were identified as Captain Jonathan Campos, 34, and First Officer Samuel Lilly. Flight attendants Ian Epstein and Denasia Elder were also among the deceased. Notable victims included Russian skating champions Evgenia Shishkova, 53, and Vadim Naumov, 56, along with teenage skater Spencer Lane, 16, and Jinna Han, who were traveling with their mothers. The Black Hawk helicopter was carrying Chief Warrant Officer 2 Andrew Eves and fellow soldier Ryan O'Hara. Eves' wife, Carrie, expressed her grief online, asking for prayers and sharing memories of her husband. O'Hara, a father from Georgia, left behind a wife and one-year-old son. His father, Gary, recalled seeing the news of the crash and feeling an immediate sense of dread. China's embassy in the U.S. confirmed that 2 Chinese nationals were among the victims but did not release their identities. A similar incident occurred just one day before the crash, when a Republic Airways flight had to abort its landing at Reagan National due to a helicopter in its path. The plane was able to safely regain altitude and land without incident. Former President Donald Trump commented on the tragedy, suggesting that incompetence might have been a factor and speculating on whether diversity, equity, and inclusion (DI) hiring practices played a role. He stated he plans to meet with victims' families but would not visit the crash site, saying, "What's the site? Water?" Renowned pilot Captain Chesley Sully Sullenberger, famous for his emergency landing on the Hudson River in 2009, weighed in on the crash, noting that nighttime flying over water can make it harder for pilots to visually judge distances. He emphasized the importance of learning from such tragedies to improve aviation safety. Additionally, an air traffic control veteran reviewed radio transmissions and described the instructions given to the helicopter as vague. In the recordings, an ATC operator asked the Black Hawk pilot if they had the passenger jet in sight and instructed them to pass behind the CRJ. The veteran controller pointed out that clearer directions, such as using clock positions to specify the aircraft's location, could have prevented confusion. The investigation is ongoing, with authorities analyzing flight data and voice recordings to determine the exact causes of the crash. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell for more updates on celebrity deaths and news updates.